What is up with my camera? Oh, it's pointing in the wrong direction. Nice. So I haven't done a Facebook Live in a while, so let's see how this works these days. Ah! I haven't been live in forever. How are you feeling? Little man riding co-pilot. You guys remember him? Yeah. I'm Scott. If you know me, you know me, and if you don't, you're about to. I'm going to let you in a little bit of what I got going on, a little bit about what my network has going on. Look at the people popping in. Ah! Want to say anything?
Hi.
Right on. Let me say thank you, Garth, Amanda, Cameron, Jason. What's up? So, yes, I'm super pumped. Like, all day I've just been like, oh, I'm going to do it. Like, as the title reads, just pressing play. This is something that's been on my heart for a while. Can you hear me? Can you see me all right? Let me see. I got no thumbs or whatever. Maybe throw some comments on there. Throw a thumbs up. Let me know you're watching. You can hear me. You can see me all right. Nice. Jason, can you hear me? Can you see me? Perfect. There we go. All right. So this is something that's been on my mind for quite a while to do now. And to be quite honest with you, I was held back the whole time from doing it. I was in my head, and I was stuck on a thought that, why me was the biggest thing. That's the first thing I kept saying is why would I do this? And so finally I sat down, and I'm gonna go over a little bit through a little bit of this tonight on exactly what this is and what I got going on, and where I have no idea really where I want to take it. I know where I want it to go. We'll work through it and get it there. So cool. Look at everyone popping in. Shane's on, Jason's on, Tennille's on. Yes. So what this is driven. Hashtag driven. And my question is are you driven? And what I want to accomplish with this live broadcast and going forward in the future is I want to connect with people that are driven. So one big thing in my life that I've always been amazed about is people that are just, no matter the circumstances, no matter their situation, no matter, what's up Thomas, what's up Jared, what's up Jordan, thank you guys. No matter what the scenario is, there's this switch in their head that they don't seem to be faded. They're constantly driven. They're constantly moving towards where they want to go, either in the situation or in life or whatever. So, and it's fascinating me and you take competitive athletes, you take business people, you take moms, you take any one of these people, and they do their craft extremely well, and they all kind of have one thing in common, no matter where they come from. I mean, you take the big, like the Michael Jordans and the Muhammad Alis and the pinnacles of these sports, and you take these business people that have just absolutely continuously make multi-billion-dollar businesses perform, and they make people better, and they make lives they change lives, and then you funnel that all the way down to like the small family that lives in their house, and the dad goes to work, and the mom is taking care of the house, and maybe she has a job too, and they're just driven to make their life successful, and that fascinates me. And so, quick story, we'll catch up, and then I'll get into my main point. Hey guys, thanks for coming on. Taylor, Mark, Aaron, go ahead, you guys, share this out. I hope to entertain a little bit. I hope to inspire some more, and most of all, this whole point of driven is to share stories. And if you get the chance later, I'd love to have you pop on and give me a chance to share your story, because this show is really it's not about me. I don't want to make this is not about me. This is about people that are driven, and it's just a platform to share your story and share what drives you and why you're driven and tools you use to stay driven even when the times they might not be so good. So that's what I'm here to do, is share stories about people that are driven. So today, for instance, I was at work and they're replacing a compressor on one of our HVAC units, and I watched a guy. I was in charge of keeping an eye on the fire safety situation, blah yada yada. But I watched this guy, just the way he was installing that compressor, and he was sweating the joints, and he was putting that stuff together, and I'm just like, you could see that he really cared. That, granted, it was his job. He better get that stuff sewed up tight, but like, he slowed down, and the way he would look at things, and I could tell that he was driven to have that job be the best one that he could put out there. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I want to do this show. That's why Kyle's on, I'm driven, I'll share. There you go, buddy, made it. I love it. All right, so here in about 5 minutes, I'm going to throw a buddy up on the hot seat, and we're going to do some freestyle Q&A, and I'll fire this thing off, and people can start sharing stories. So anyway, I watched him, and I knew instantly he was driven. I knew that he was driven to make that job his best one of that day or whatever, and that's always fascinated me. So you take a teacher and you watch them work through with a student, and that amazes me. And I've just always been fascinated about these people that excel at certain things. And you take it all the way up to pinnacles and all the way down to regular folk like me and you. So that's what the purpose of this show is driven. It's, are you driven, and what drives you to, beat up the trenches, to head down, elbows down, get sweaty, get dirty, earn your keep, try new things, push yourself, break boundaries. What drives you to be better every single day. So that's where we're at, and I'll transition right into the first guest on Driven. His name's Kyle Zellweger. We go back a little bit. Let's see. I've never added anybody, so I did on the numbering system. I did 0.1 because it's not officially gonna start until 1.0. So I got like 9 practice shows. Love that. That's a little thinker. All right, here we go. This gentleman coming on. I met him about, I don't know, it's been about 6-7 months now. Again, it's a fascinating story, and that's the best part of it is I saw something change in him, and he just really, really tapped into that story. And hey Kyle, what's up, buddy? What's up? You're in? You hear me, see me?
Yeah, I hear you, see you, Scott. Thanks for having me, buddy. I'm pumped. Fired up, man.
All right. This is a story you guys got to hear. Again, I met Kyle a little while ago, and I know a little bit of his story, but what I want to do with this show is give him not only a platform to share his story with you, but hopefully you guys get some value out of this, and maybe somebody that's kind of struggling in one way or another, and you get some value out of what we talk about here today. Maybe you could share this, and you could pass on Kyle's story to them, and maybe it'll ring a bell. So what's up? How you doing tonight, Kyle? How you feeling?
I'm feeling awesome, man. And when you feel good, you do good. And I'm just glad, dude. I'm pumped you kickstarted this because I think it's going to grow a network. I think it's going to help you. And I'm really just pumped to be number one on your show, man.
Yes,
I've always seen you as a guy that this is the kind of thing you should be doing. So it makes me really happy to see you going after what really makes you happy, Scott.
I love it. Thank you so much. So, little bit of catch up on what we're going to do is I'm just going to fire 3 quick questions at you, and it's kind of take it where you want it to go. And this is your time, this is your mic, and let's freestyle. You ready, brother?
I'm ready, man. Let's do it. I'm pumped.
All right, so pushing off of how I launched this call is the story behind it's the story behind us that drives us, and that's how I feel anyway, and that's kind of what I see happening. So I know everybody's got a story, and so tell us a little bit about your story, and then tell us what takes your time up.
Yeah, man. So my story, getting into it, I played good hockey my whole entire life. You know, I've always been a leader in that aspect. You know, I always dreamed of going to the NHL, so I've always been motivated for a better life. You know, and you know, I joined the oil field. Obviously, I wanted to make a bunch of money right out of high school. I worked there for 8 years, 5 years on a drilling rig. And, you know, here in Canada, Alberta, the economy has kind of slowed down. A lot of people lost jobs. I was one of those people. So I was thinking, hey, what am I going to do now? And I was wondering, like, where's 5 more years on the drilling rig going to take me? Or where's 10 more years on a drilling rig going to take me? So I started thinking, and I was like, power engineer, you know, your profession, Scott. You know, I went to school, got my 4th class. I was doing it online. And, you know, I had a friend that was really pushing for me to check out a video online, online marketing. You know, I heard a little bit about it. I was kind of skeptical person working on the drilling rig. I was real hard. Oh yeah, this is the only way to make money is with your hands. But you know, I checked out the webinar and I was blown away, man. I was just watching the people, the type of money they were making, and it blew me away. So I really pride myself on being on the drilling rig or any job I'm in. I work really hard. I outperform everyone to try and just move up the ladder and try and get the next position, right? So that's how I was born. Work hard, you'll get paid, and you'll get a paycheck, and everything will be good. But, you know, when I came online, I realized that I could work really hard, put my time into something online and get my own results. And for me, that was a game changer, man. So, you know, my story on transitioning from oil field to online has been like the best transition of my life. More time freedom, more of everything that a person wants. So, you know, I encourage everyone to check out an opportunity, maybe not, you know, find something that's right for you. Everyone has their own niche, their own hobbies, interests, all those things. So there's something for everybody, and now is the time to be online. So
that's it. That's it. Exactly. And the thing about it is a lot of people don't really know, like, I'll just use my story for instance. I happen to be a subject matter expert on my own story, and literally with you transitioning into like an online space and stuff, I was the same way. Like I really only knew one way to make money, and that is to bust your ass and spend your time earning the money. And like you're making the transition online, and tell a little bit about that. Is it, you know, for me, at the end of the day, when I get done, I'm dirty. And granted, I don't get dirty much anymore. I'm a power plant operator. I sit with a bunch of computers. But for a lot of years, I got dirty and I dug ditches. What's the reward out of that? So, like at the end of the day, cracking the cold beer after a long, hard day's work was always a reward for me. But maybe go over some things, some job satisfaction type stuff that you're getting out of your new ventures and whatnot.
Job satisfaction, you know, that's one thing I really like is, you know, you get to bring somebody in, share the same opportunity that was shared with you. You get to share that with somebody else, and you get to potentially, obviously, with hard work and dedication in any opportunity, you could potentially change their life as well. So the reward in that is like, it doesn't matter how big your paycheck is. If you could change 10 people's lives or 20 people's lives, that's really a win in my books. Also, that's helping you grow as well. But, you know, changing people's lives is like my fiance is right here, Tennille. Me and her, we're do this together, which is really cool. You know, work together, grow something together. And, you know, her big thing is she wants to change lives, coach people, mentor people. So, you know, that's what this is all about for sure.
Love it, man. That sounds excellent. All right, so now the meat and potatoes of this thing. No matter what you're doing, no matter whether you're, you know, sports minded, or you're going to work every day, you know, you're building a business, whether you're doing it online, brick and mortar, no matter what it was, you got to have something that drives you. You got to have something that burns a little deeper in you. And any successful people, you say, they're able to spit this out with an instant. So with that said, you know, what is that why that burns inside you that makes you want to better people and help people out?
Awesome, man. You know, my why is huge, and I encourage everybody to write their why down on paper. If you're serious about making your changes in your life, write that why down and make sure you live and breathe that why, because when something gets tough or something's not working out in any given day, you can think of your why and everything just automatically gets easier. And I seen your why, your boys standing right beside you. So, you know, my why is to live a financially free life, helping thousands of people. I want to retire my mom, you know, and I also, you know, this is a little secret Tennille doesn't really know, but I also, right now. I don't want to bring another child into this life until we're financially free. You know, I want to, like, a huge why is me is before we bring kids into this world, we want to be financially free as well. Or just stable, right? You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be millions and millions of dollars, but we want to be super, super stable so I can give the child whatever he wants. And then family, man, family's what drives me. You know, Tennille, having her do what she really, really loves is what drives me. And myself, you know, I want to just be happy every single day. You know, there's nothing better than waking up in the morning and going about your day worry-free, stress-free, and just happy about everything, you know. And it all comes from being super, super motivated, right? Your why is what motivates you. So if you're not motivated every single day, your why isn't big enough. You're not thinking about it hard enough, because it should get you out of bed before your alarm clock, and it should push you through the hardest times, right? So another thing I'll say is, like, with the business I'm working on, I see a lot of people come in, they're like, oh, my why is so huge, I'm going to blow this up, my why, and then they end up quitting 2 weeks later. And it's kind of sad, really, because he probably did have a why, but it just wasn't in as much detail as it should have been. So I encourage a lot of people, write down your why, write down your goals, and to keep pushing for that every day, because if your why is big enough, it will get easier.
That's a big thing. That's super important, and I agree with you 100% there, is writing that stuff down. I went for a long time, I just kind of had this mental picture in my mind of, where I wanted to be and where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. But it's with, heck, with every day, with the stuff we go through in life, it's easy to push that to the back of your mind, and then you start dealing with day-to-day situations. And also something I found is not only write it down, put it where you can see it, put it where you can read that thing every morning, like every single day. The more you read it, the more it's on the front of your mind, and the more, you're going to go out and you're going to be in the trenches, and you're going to be putting the work in. And absolutely agree with you there, 100%.
Yeah. And not just, you don't just have your why in front of you. Have your goals right there in front of you when you wake up as well too. My mentor, he always tells me, is like, if you see it all over your house on every wall, you're more enticed to achieve those goals as well. So thank you, Romasio, for that little hint, buddy.
Big believer in that, and that transition right into my third question is no matter what you're doing, it's whatever you're trying to learn, sports, business, parenting, how to be a good husband, how to be a good wife. It always takes inspiration. It always takes, maybe you're modeling it after somebody, that mentorship, that inspiration, that guidance. You talk to any successful person on the planet, the first person they thank is the person that helped them get where they are, and in any sort of fashion. So with that said, what's your resources as far as mentorship, places you go for inspiration, and things you use to fuel that why?
Yeah, man, a great question. And so mentorship is wisdom without waiting, as my personal mentor, my personal sponsor always says. And you got to qualify for the time. If you want a 7-figure mentor and you want to follow proven results, he's not just, you need to prove yourself. You need to show him that you're dedicated. And that was a big thing with me is, we live in a day and age where any skill is learnable. We know that, right? But the wisdom that you get from somebody that's already experienced things is key to success. So, the cool thing is, in this day and age, is we have YouTube, we have Google, we have all these tools where we can put ourselves into mentorship for free. We don't have to pay for anything. We could be adding value to our days every single day. through YouTube, which is one big thing I do. Is if you go onto my YouTube channel and the things that I've listened to, it's basically every motivational video on there. You know, I love listening to like Grant Cardone and like Les Brown and Tony Robbins and all those guys, because they have golden nuggets in everything they say. If you can catch them, if you're putting like I start my day every single day with motivational video. I don't really care who it is, but I need to just feed my mind with motivation, because that sets the tone for the rest of your day. And I encourage everybody. Another golden nugget that I get from my mentor is your daily routine will take you straight to your dreams. So, and I know Tennille's the same way. She's doing this coaching program as well. And her rituals are in the morning are pretty intense. My rituals in the morning aren't as intense as hers. But you know, everybody has their own path to where they're going. So find what works for you, make that mindset perfect, and get a mentor, get training, plug yourself into anything you possibly can to keep growing, because that's what, like, if you really, it's all linked together, right, Scott? Your why, your daily routine, your mentorship, what you want, you're attracting what you want. So keep going forward. And the right things are going to keep coming into your life as long as your why is there, right, Scott? As long as you're driven, buddy, right?
If you're driven, you're going to get that why. The question is, I can tell already, Kyle, are you driven?
Oh, yeah, I'm driven, buddy. I love it. And every day is a new adventure. That's the best part. So, you know, your path is never a straight beam path to where you're supposed to go. But as long as you're going for it, it's going to be a windy, up some mountains, down in some creeks, but you're going to get there, which is really, really awesome. So we're just enjoying the ride. I know I'm just blessed to have my beautiful fiance doing this with me. And I got friends like you, Scott, that just make it so much better. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate coming on here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I do. Thank you. I thank you a bunch for coming on here and just kind of filling in, sharing a little bit of your story and what it is you do. So with that, I'm going to throw one freestyle question at you. You're not going to know what's coming, but if you were to give, so like this is social media driven, like that's 100% what this is. And we're totally, you know, any one person is accessible. So if you could do a Facebook Live with one person off social media, who would you pick?
Right now, like anybody on Facebook?
Anybody right now.
Tony Robbins.
There you
go.
Tony Robbins. All right. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, the value you'd get out of that would be
speak
crazy.
it into the world, and then you know, you attract that to you. So I love that. Right on. I saw Lawrence popped on the law. Have you met this guy? Follow this guy. This guy actually kickstarted this. He's like, man, just go do it. I love it. If he wants to pop on, I would love to drop a 100 on there, Law Dog. If you want to come on after Kyle, I'd love to have you on. He actually gave me a kick in the shorts to make this happen.
I'm like super appreciative, Scott. And yeah, I don't know how to exit this, so
I don't really either. Do I boot you off? I can't press finish. That'll kill my whole feed. All right, thank you, Kyle. If you want to connect with Kyle, what's the best place to get a hold of you?
Yeah, Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. I love to connect with people. If you heard something that you want more answers or questions or anything about, just reach out to me. I love talking with new people. And yeah, Scott, thanks for having me.
Cool. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate your time. There we go. All right. Woo! Look who's coming. Let's see. Let's bring him on. The law says, let me in.
Hey, Dad.
What's up? I can hear you with those on.
Oh.
All right, invite out. So this guy coming on, Lawrence Thompson. Like, this dude is doing some crazy stuff online. He's all over social media. If you don't know this guy, I really, really hope you connect with him after this live. Like, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? Hey, what's good, man? I'm loving this.
You fired this up. This is episode 1, and now you're in the freestyle. See, I love it.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Love it, man. Hey,
all right, how you doing?
Cool,
how
man.
you feeling?
This is cool. I'm feeling really good, man. Really good.
Check out this news feed. It's all like Sledders and, you know, just my crew, like the whole crew. I love it. I didn't see everyone that's coming on, but I love it. So this is Lawrence Thompson, you know, killing it online. Tell us a little bit about what you do, brother.
I'm a motivational speaker, radio host, on TV, and I actually have a show on social media on Facebook called 15 Minutes of Fame, where everybody can jump in the seat and we have some fun. I'm an author, and just, military personnel. So I'm just out here just really doing it, man, loving it. I'm love what you doing, man. I love the show, man. I got on, I was like, oh, that's my boy Scott. Let's go. Let's get it, baby. So it's
I
pretty
love that
dope,
too,
man. I
man.
love it.
Feeling it, feeling it. All right, so I don't know if you caught the first part, but I kind of fired three questions off. I base it off what you're doing, what's your why, and where you go for resources. So I want to throw question two out is, you put a lot of value out into the world. I just kind of got tapped into what you're doing, but you put a lot of value in there. Can you just do a quick, brief, description on the why behind that? Like, what is your why for doing what you do?
Yeah, so actually the show was really to love on everybody who's been loving on me. I post different posts, and I was having a show on every Thursday, and I would see people like it, and then I was like, you know what? What if I do something for them? And it was only supposed to be for a whole week, and so I just wanted to just to love on everybody, and all of a sudden it just exploded. Like it just went crazy. We talking to people in the UK, Switzerland,
Eyes
Africa,
on the
in the US. Yeah. So it's like I was like, well, we gotta do something with it. We can't let it go. And a lot of people are getting value from it. And so, I know how I felt when I tried to get on here in the city of Memphis and on the news. I was trying to motivate the city. I was like, let me come on, at least, 30 seconds before the news start. And they just shut the door in front of me. One news station let me, sit there for a whole hour to tell me no. And I know how that felt because I really wanted to do some good and they wouldn't let me do it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to treat anybody like that. So then I started looking at my community and I said, how do I love on them? And then once I started doing that, everybody jumping in, everybody's connected. And so that's my why is I want to give people an opportunity to share their voice, ask me a question, share their products and whatever. And then we just go from there.
I love it, man. There's nothing truer than that. It's absolutely inspired me, put me on the hot seat, and you lit a fire. I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I
I love
love
it,
it.
man. I love it. And you're
So,
doing a good job, man. I
uh,
mean, I can feel the energy off this thing. I'm like, oh, let's go, let's
nice.
do it.
Good, 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 good. All right. So next quick question is the resources out there, and that's one thing that kind of blew my mind is once I actually started putting some time in on social media versus just throwing pictures of what I'm doing, but actually using it as a tool to grow myself, to grow my mindset. I just found this wealth of knowledge and people willing, like you said, just to to help you and that you might not get in a brick and mortar setting, if you will. So what sort
Right.
of resources and who, like who do you use for mentorship or, inspiration that we could connect with online like you have?
Yeah, so any tool that are out here that is helping me, especially that's don't cost that much money, because a lot of us don't have 100,000 in the bank account that we could do this huge production. So I try to find all those ways that I can be effective but not spend a lot of money. So I continue to ask the question over and over again: can I get it cheaper? And a lot of times people tell you don't go for the cheap stuff and all that stuff. Well, that's all you got right now because we're not making $100,000
Yeah,
every
right.
month, So I'm like, what can I go cheaper? So, I'm researching and I find those tools and I use those tools to my advantage. And I just kind of exhaust those as much as I can and use that to make it engaging. And so, especially this Facebook Live, this is a free
Dude, this is
opportunity to
huge.
create your own TV show. Yeah, you creating your own TV show. People going to come on. People going to connect. You got 18 people sitting in the seat right now, that are
Love it.
there and not too many. And then once we get off of here, you're going to see about 200-300 that's going to scan by and see what's going on and just, tap in 10 to 15 seconds, which is cool. That 10 to 15 seconds may be something that introduce you to a new person. And now they on your show all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
I use those tools. And Facebook is my thing. I also use InShot. InShot is something that I use on the iPhone. It's only on iPhone. And so you can actually use that where you're doing different memes. Like if you have a guest, you can put them side by side pictures and do writes on them, and it's pretty cool. And then the other part of the question is who the people that I use. And so I have mentors. Eric Thomas is somebody I watch. So I watch what he do and I copy what he do. And then I also have, a couple other mentors like Kevin Hanford. You can follow him. He has a company called BWA, Bold Without Apology. So you can follow him. And then and once again, I just follow other guys like Tony Robbins. Like my man said, I follow Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Bob Proctor. And so I'm looking at all those guys and seeing what they're doing and saying, how can it benefit my life without me spending tens of thousands of dollars to get them, get to shake their hand. So I'm learning what they're learning at an inexpensive price to help me get to that next level. Because eventually I'm gonna pay the $1,000 and $2,000, but I got to work to that first, and once I get there, then I'll be able to introduce myself to them. So I just follow them and do what they do, do what they, whatever they doing, I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna figure out how they got it done. I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna find a cheap way to do it, and I just be engaging, man.
I feel that, man. I feel that. I love that. That's the same, same type of stuff I'm doing. And actually, a group that you're associated with is doing that, that same exact thing for me. I started clicking on a live every now and then, and I'm like, wait, whoa, those guys sound like the thoughts that are going on in my head, and that's the hustle, the home of the hustle. I'm like, wait, that guy kind of acts like me, and I'm like, but that guy. I'm like, anyway, so, and that's it. I just started tapping in, and now I'm like, when you guys going to go live again? When you guys going to get it? So anyway, with that, let's roll into where can people reach out to you? How can they connect with you?
Yeah, so, you can get me here on Facebook. Lawrence Thompson is Lawrence.Thompson8008. I wish I could change that to put it on I Am Law Jr. like my other platforms. Yeah. But I would really say, connect with me here. I have an email, but everybody's connecting with me in the DM. So jump in the DM, send me a message on here, and we can connect, and then we can go from there. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram at I Am Law Jr. You can connect with me there. So, but I'm really huge on Facebook. I'm trying to get that blue check. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that verified. Right.
Yeah, I know what that is.
That verified takes you to that next level. So it's there, so they can connect with me and hit me up, man. And I'm excited, man. And I'm very proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember we had the conversation and we talked, and you was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I want to do it. I know I want to do it. And I was like, man, just go, man. Let the people, help you out, man. And look at you, man. You got a fire show, man. Day one is everybody like, it rocks. It's off the chain. They throwing the fire. So, man, hey, it's amazing, man. I'm happy for you.
Love it, man. Thank you so much, dude. Number one, for the inspiration. Number two, for jumping in and doing this with me tonight. So with that, what's one freestyle question is throw down one quick social media hack that you could pass along, maybe a messenger hack or some, a DM hack that you know of.
All right. So if you want to get people on your show, right? And this is what this live is doing, right? This live is doing where you're now tapped into my network. And so now my network is tapped without you asking me to in a DM. So if you invite people in and get them in the seat, then you'll tap into their network, and the people that follow them the most will show up and come and say, hey, how you doing? And now you're being introduced to their network. So reach out to those who you want to talk to. Bring value to them, celebrate them, but then having them jump in the seat on a live, and it automatically taps you into their timeline. And once the people see them in that timeline, say, "Ooh, they on the show." Guess what happened? They start coming in here. Like I see some people that's, you got Canada in here. I see you got, people that are, Brad from Canada. He jumped in. I know he's from my feed. He just saw me on another live that I just did just about a couple minutes ago. So. They start to see that and they start to phone in. So that hack is there. You need to put somebody in the seat. You got Jeff in here, man. Hey, you need to get Jeff on the thing, man. Jeff, get on this live, man.
Where you at?
Send him a DM right now so you can get on this live. Jeff Adams.
We got Jeff.
You see him?
No, I don't see. I can't
You
add.
see?
Let's see. Let me throw him an ad. Again. I don't even know how to do this. This ad and stuff here. Plus, there
Oh,
we
it's
go.
all good.
All
Well,
right.
yeah. Once you get done with this and you close it out, then go. Once you post
Uh
it,
huh.
go back where your post on your timeline, and then just hit the button right there where their name's at in the black, and then you'll see all the friends that's not your friends. Make them your friend, and then you can go ahead and send them. And then Jeff
Okay.
should be right on there. And Jeff is a great person to connect with and great person to have on your show, man.
All right. Love to. Jeff, come on
So
up
that's the
next time you
hat.
get a
That's
chance. All right. So
Yeah, yeah. That's the
appreciate
hack
it,
I can tell
man.
you to
Thank you
do.
so
Put people
much,
in the
Law,
seat
dude.
and you actually get that network.
Ah. All right, cool. All right, dude, I appreciate it. I'll let you go. You've been on lives all night tonight. I've been seeing you pop up, so I love it. Let me try and see if I can get one more on quick, and then we
Look,
got to get little man to bed. So I appreciate it. Connect with the Law. Friends with the Law. Wait, are you wrong? He says. I love it. He says you wrong. Yeah, bud. Yeah, I'll be done tonight. All right. Cool. Well, anyway, guys, I had a ton of people coming on tonight. I absolutely love that. I had two people come on, and what I want to try to do is invite one and then throw one on the seat out of the news feed. So I'm gonna do this every Wednesday and Thursday night. So tomorrow night, same spot, same place, and I'll tell you a little bit more about my story and a little bit more about what's driving me to do this live and push myself and push my boundaries and grow as a person and I'm doing all this personal development and I'm just pushing boundaries, growing my network. So everybody, thank you so much for coming in tonight. Little man, we got to get ready for bed at school night tonight. We'll come back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Question is, are you driven? Woo! Thank you guys. Thank you bunch. Thank you. Kevin says, dude, keep it going. We're blowing up. I gotta get little man to bed. It's almost bedtime. So anyway, guys, thank you again. Thanks for coming out tonight. We can run through and do some shout outs. Alonda, Jake, Brad, man, thanks a bunch, Brad. Cameron, Pre, I got Kevin on here, Jeremy. Thank you guys. Stapleton, thanks for commenting. Again, like, share, grow this out. Let's try and blow this show up and see what happens. Um, who knows where it'll go. All right. Driven, episode .1. Victory. Later, all. Night.